guys, and welcome to Link Up Interviews. My name is Paulina.
My name is Nadine.
And today we have a very special guest with us. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm There. I'm an artist here in Ottawa.
Awesome, there. So today you're here.
I guess so.
So there, that's a really interesting name. How did you come up with it?
I guess I've always sort of liked looking at words kind of not just for what they mean, but how they appear on a page.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the sort of duplication of the two words side by side. And I like how when you take two of the exact same word and put them side by side, the meaning can change entirely.
That's true.
And so that's something that kind of stuck with me. And also, I really like how it's kind of a phrase that's not normally associated with a person. And so when people hear there, they don't necessarily know that it's one person. It could be a project or a band. And so I kind of like identifying with that. And plus I like that it can mean so many things to so many different people. It's really open to interpretation. But I think at the end of the day, there, it's something sort of from your childhood, like when you're upset and you're being soothed by your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you boil it down, that's what the world really needs right now.
That's right.
True.
So is that the message you try to portray in your music?
To an extent, I mean, the subject matter in my music kind of ranges pretty widely, but I don't think that I set out to try and, share one particular message in a song. I think that my music is sort of, can mean different things to different people, but I try to write it in such a way that, I call it meaningful gibberish. So, at face value, it kind of resounds with someone, like whoever they are. And I love hearing what people think of when they hear one of my songs, when it takes them back to their past, or, a song from, the country that they grew up in. I mean, it's like I get as much enjoyment out of that as I do out of anything else.
Mm. You were saying that sometimes your music reminds people of songs of countries where they grew up in. So would you say that there's an international musical influence to what you do?
I would say so.
Okay.
I've used music on the album in Seed from musicians all around the world.
Nice.
People in Austria and in the States, and I think that everyone sort of takes from their own experience and the sounds of their local culture. And I think that, in many ways, the world is becoming a smaller place. We used to only be exposed to sort of one type of music, and that's all you really had a chance to. But now, we can listen to everything, and I think that it's quite a gift.
Thank you so much for letting our viewers get to know you a little bit better. I heard that you were going to do a little live performance here in our studios, so let's go check that out, and we'll be right back after a really short break.
The first day is bold. A child kicks up dust, dispersed the cold, runs through a herd of tactless words and flightless birds. And yes, the rest, dressed in their best, hold congress and coalesce as nothing is bruised free. A quiver of fingers, nimbleness of sorts, maps out the tender subtleties of that rare, precious other, while the whole mess holds court in the mind of some unseen, all-seeing being. Writing on the wall is getting awful hard to read. The writing on the wall is getting harder to believe. Your proud and flawless face, your fragile tactile blades, stitched into a knot of hate for another day. You steal yourself away to peel off slants of grey. You heal yourself from pain for another day. I only sigh when I try to scream. Watch days go by like on a movie screen. This isn't real life and it isn't a dream. This just lies somewhere in between.
And we're back. That was a great performance. Thank you there.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write Dancing Like She's Watching?
Yeah, Dance Like She's Watching. It covers a few different things that were happening in my life at the time. I think that, you know, all of my songs really do. They don't sort of have one central message as much as they are a tapestry of different things that I was going through at the time, kind of attempt to weave them together into something that, you know, that makes sense or that's, you know, appealing. I think that when I write, you know, my first audience is going to be me. So when I'm, you know, performing it and practicing it, you know, I feel my philosophy is that if I like it, then somebody else has got to, you know.
That's right.
And so I think that while it doesn't have sort of one central theme, I think that the name itself is taken from the idea that, you know, people, they say, you know, I want to dance like nobody's watching, because it's a way to kind of get out of your head and to not think so much about how other people are judging you. But I think, you know, superior to that is performing for someone who is really meaningful to you. And so I think that's what Dance What She's Watching means, you know, that one special person is watching what you're doing, and I think that it'll bring the best out of you.
That's a really unique take on that. Is there someone that inspired the song?
Well, I guess there's a lot of people who inspire a lot of aspects of my music, but I think that's another one of the things that I do when I write is I write in such a way to sort of protect myself, so I don't come out and say exactly who it is I'm talking about or what situation inspired me, in a way to kind of, you know, to protect my secrets.
Yeah, that's always good.
For sure. Are you working on any projects right now? Is there an album that you made or are about to make that you would like to maybe promote a little bit?
Well, the album that I released in the fall, In Seed, it's out now on, you know, Spotify or Apple Music or wherever fine music is streamed. You can find it. I'm always sort of working on stuff. I've always got, you know, my phone jotting down ideas, you know, words and phrases and things that I find appealing. I'm working with, you know, friends and you know, different musicians on different projects. So I think it's always kind of a constant process.
Great. And speaking of process, do you have a specific ritual that you use when you create music? Is there anything that you do prior to get creative?
I think that, you know, I've got, you know, my poetry book that, you know, has all the you know, all the words and that I feel like I'd like to use. And then, you know, when I get a beat from a producer or from an artist, I'll just put on my headphones and I'll just take the beat for a walk. I'll just go out in the street and start listening to it. And then I start kind of making sounds, and kind of a cadence will start to emerge. And then I'll go back and I'll have my poetry book and I'll kind of start to think about which words or which verses could sort of fit into the cadence that I started to build. And it's kind of rough at first, but then as it builds, it starts to become more clear and get tighter. And then once I am happy with, you know, a whole song, then I just do it over and over again till I know every intonation, every tone, you know, every inflection that I want to use. So much so that I don't even need the beat anymore. Like when we were recording In Seed, at one point, the sound engineer I was working with, he hit a button and he killed the beat.
Oh no.
And I kept rapping. And then when it was done, he turned the beat back on and played it back, and it was still completely synced to the song.
Wow.
Skills.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. I'm pretty sure a lot of upcoming artists can benefit from what you told us. And so make sure you check out his new single, Dance Like She's Watching. We're going to link all his social media and his song down below. Also make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Where you there?